Hi, everyone. I've been waiting for a while, so I'll give a quick plug. I know, shamelessly making millions. But if you if you want to annoy someone with a Christmas present, here's your answer. This is what you're looking for. Beautiful picture of me in love with a sunflower. There's a little story attached to that. It's not any old sunflower. It's Harry's sunflower. And Harry took the photograph of me with his sunflower, and it just happened to be, I mean, yeah, I know how to sell things, bring my beautiful boy into it. But yeah, it's great to have it finally finished. And I don't know about you, but that is a good cover, isn't it? It's quite a thing of beauty. Now the shit inside, that's another story, but the cover looks great. You'll have to buy it to see the nonsense inside. There's 270 pages of nonsense as well. I know. Who would believe I could?
Anita says, where can we order it?
Yeah, Amazon. Yeah, it's only available in paperback because the Kindle. Oh, David. Oh, yeah. And you see, now, of course, you always were my favorite, but now it's definite. Yeah, you can order that, as many copies as you want. And if you feel inclined to put a review, that would be nice.
Johannes was waving his around as well earlier.
Is he? Oh, lovely.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. Mm. So someone asked me this week, so what is the illusion of continuity? And I said, you are. Obviously. So I is the illusion of continuity. Am is not continuous. Am is just is. I'm the illusion that I was, and I will be. So the most wonderfully dreadful news is that you weren't here, and you won't be here. And for me, that is dreadful. But actually, it's just how it is. It's not anything new. There's nothing revealed. Continuity is just obviously the illusion of past and future. And so it can seem as though you're just left with the present. But of course, there is no present without past and future. Without then, there is no now. There has to be the illusion of then for there to be now. And I think I was waiting until I knew that there wasn't a then. Well, there won't be that. The illusion remains. You wouldn't be able to tell any stories at all without the illusion of time. So absolutely, this is timeless, with all the beautiful stories, all the terrible stories, all the boring stories, all the interesting stories. There's no escape from stories. You can try as hard as you want to do that. There will be no escape from that. There is no escape. This isn't about escaping the relative. It's just that the relative is the absolute. Absolutely, life is timeless. And then relatively, I think one of the common misconceptions of non-duality is that non-duality is a refuting of what most human beings call normal existence, which is time, really. But it's not refuting time. It's just saying time is relative, relational, between objects, between events, and the space between separate events. So that is relatively true. Absolutely untrue. But the relative isn't going to go anywhere. Not while you still have memory, or there's still memory, and there's still imagination, and there's still planning. And all of that happens totally naturally. There isn't any requirement to get rid of anything. But you may have noticed when there is a sense of timelessness that most human beings have experienced in beauty, in love, in silence, in music, in art, in imagination. There's no telling when that timelessness may seem to appear. And I don't know this, but it does seem obvious that the timelessness is the absence of self. If you're not there, there's no time. Because in order for you to be real, for me to be real, time is absolutely essentially real. And I mean, it has to be absolutely real. If it's only relatively real, then you're on very unstable ground. And self can get very disconcerted, very afraid, terrified even. It might be obvious already that the past doesn't exist. You just make it up. It's all made up. We think of, generally, I think self thinks of as past as much more solid than future. You know, the past has already really happened. But that's not how it is. A memory appears. I don't know if you've had the experience of that memories, you don't look through a library and find memories. Memories appear or not. There isn't a library of memories. They aren't stored. They're created ever fresh, just like everything else appears totally new. We don't think of memories as something new, but they are. Everything is new. There is nothing that's old. Although an aging body can be quite convincing, I've found. But of course, the aging body is absolutely new and freshly the age that it seems to be. It's not. Quite incredibly, this hasn't come from anywhere else. You know, this isn't the result of anything else. There is an incredible peace in that this isn't uncaused. And of course, relatively, we talk about cause and effect still, but that makes no odds. This is uncaused. Your views on cause and effect, they're uncaused. Thoughts just appear or not. And I've said it a lot before that I did my best to understand non-duality. I considered myself a student of non-duality, or piss poor student like I was at school, but still a student. And I took it seriously as I could. And I tried very hard to understand and make links between the different concepts, the different ideas. And what seemed to happen was, it was all seemed to be worthless, all of that understanding. It counts for nothing. I mean, that's the if liberation means anything, it's that all my knowledge, all my understanding, it was all for nothing. Absolutely for nothing. To no avail. But that's wonderful? It's dreadfully wonderful. Doesn't matter what you try and learn. No one can teach you life. Every fucking body knows this. This is not some esoteric, mythical, mystical idea of life. It's just life as it is. You don't need any more knowledge, any more understanding. I mean, you can get as much as you like, but I'm just suggesting it won't help. And there's a very good reason it won't help. Nothing helps. Isn't it wonderful that you don't need any help? There are no masters. There are no sages. I'm not a fucking sage. I'm a... I have to say, I do feel fortunate. It's a weird thing. This is full of gratitude for nothing. Now, how you can be grateful for nothing, I don't know. Sort of like what my grandmother was always telling me. Well, you should be grateful for what you got. And I go, well, I haven't got anything. Well, be grateful for nothing then. But every human being has as much of nothing as every other one. Of course, I wouldn't mind a bit more stuff. But, you know, if you're coming to non-duality meetings, you've already realized that stuff won't help. And knowledge is stuff, by the way. When I say, you know, things, I mean, what do most human beings accumulate? They accumulate knowledge and understanding. And that's, for many, especially intellectuals, that's what they hold most dear. It's all worthless. Absolutely everything is worthless. And that's unconditional love. If some things absolutely were worth more than others, but this isn't like that. This love doesn't recognize the value of things. I could say it doesn't even recognize the value of love. Love is so unconditional, it doesn't even value love. And if love doesn't matter, it can be obvious that it can be doubtless that it's all that does matter. When love doesn't matter at all, it's all that matters.
Hi,
What's a
Tim.
sunflower? Oh,
Oh, sorry, Anita.
Hi. Hi,
I just got
Anita.
excited.
Hi, Nat.
Hi, I'll pause.
Hi, Anita. What would you?
was a sunflower seeded by Harry?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, he was very proud of his sunflowers. You know how kids love to grow a sunflower because it's impressive, isn't it? The sunflower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Lovely.
Thanks, Anita. Hi, Natalie. What are you in the sunshine?
Hi, yeah. I wanted to stop in because I told you I got another job. And so now I'm not able to come on and see all you people. So I wanted to say hi.
Hi, nice to see you.
You too. I missed the intro.
Oh, don't worry. You didn't
Oh,
miss
no.
it.
I know. I'm sure it was lovely, though.
Oh, it was wonderful, yeah.
Oh, I know. I'm sure.
Thanks, Nat. So I've got a meeting at my house here on Saturday. If you're bored.
Is there a direct train to Maney? Yeah, you can get to Maney, right? On the train?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You can get straight. No, it's not direct. You either go to Cambridge or Peterborough and then get a train from there.
Okay.
It'd only take you about an hour and 25 minutes from London, from King's Cross. Yeah. There's a couple of people coming from London on the train. So I've been busy cleaning the house. I've thrown most of Harry's toys out because he doesn't play with them. You know, the little kiddie toys. I have tons of, you know how much crap you get with small kids. So it's a good excuse for a clear out. I did ask him if I could, before you think I'm some kind of monstrous father. I said, what would you like to keep? And he goes, I don't really play with any of that, do I? You know, he's 5 going on 12. Thinks he's older than he is.
Hey,
Sophie.
Tim.
Oh,
Go ahead. Did you want to say something? Or Sophie, I see you have your hand up first.
Okay.
no, it's okay. Go on,
No,
Tim.
go ahead. It's okay. I can wait.
Okay.
Hi, Cliff.
Hey, Tim. I heard you talking a little while ago
Mhm.
with someone who actually happens to be very, very dear to me, whether they know it or not. And you were discussing existential loneliness.
Mhm.
And you kind of acknowledged that that was a common feeling and
Mhm.
something that arises uh, there or just arises or appears. And
Yeah.
it just didn't seem to sit right with me. I listened to it a couple times.
Right.
And what you said today, without a sense of self, there's no sense of time.
No.
I've been in many a gap where I couldn't tell you if days went by or a moment went by.
Yeah.
And foolishly, I tried to recreate that for myself,
Yeah.
stupidly, until I realized, hey, I wasn't there. So how can I ever have it? So it's kind of like, oh, it was kind of funny, one of those things.
Yeah.
But with the sense of loneliness, I don't get that.
Right.
I am in a long-term, relationship with a partner, which I'm very fortunate in that I enjoy it so much.
Yeah.
And so I don't know whether it's that if I was by myself all the time, but I'm not. I'm with you folks and I'm with so many other people online. I don't feel any sense of loneliness. And I feel a sense of warmth and connection.
Yeah.
Doesn't you need a sense of self to feel a sense of separation? Otherwise, what could be separate?
Wow. Yeah. Oh, that's a good question. It may sound like I'm splitting hairs and it just sounds like playing with words, but the complete aloneness that I speak about isn't loneliness. There's no sense of loneliness because I think the loneliness is the longing for connection other than me. I need to be connected to another because I feel separate. And that longing for connection is, that's very real for nearly every human being. I would say that's the underlying root of most suffering. So if you want to say the root of suffering is the sense of separation, and then the desperate loneliness that comes from feeling isolated and apart. But the aloneness that I speak of is that there is this alone. There's nothing else. So this alone is an aloneness that the thing about loneliness comes and goes. Loneliness is temporary because self can go and find someone to be with, and just being in the company of other human beings, self can feel the sense of connection. So I'm not alone. I am not alone. I am not talking, when I talk about aloneness, I'm not talking about I am alone. I'm talking about absolute aloneness. Now, there is nothing other than what is, what appears to be, this. Doesn't matter about what words you use, but this is absolutely alone. And it's completely, if that's undeniable, then it's inescapable. So there is no coming and going of that aloneness. So when that, in my story of the seeming dying or dissolution of myself, that was abject terror. The terror of that, of there being no one else, nothing else, no possibility of connection. connection, no possibility of knowing another. It was absolute to the self who desperately wanted always to be connected and had a dreadful fear of aloneness. The complete aloneness of this was utterly terrifying until it wasn't. That's the story. There's nothing to fear because this is absolutely nothing. So, but there is nothing more alone than emptiness, than total spaciousness, boundlessness, no division. The impossibility of, so it isn't possible to feel lonely, and yet this does seem contradictory, and yet there can still be longing. I know you'd think, well, there can't be longing, surely. Well, there is. I mean, I can't. Yeah, I'd be very dishonest if I said there isn't longing. You know, there can be missing of my mother. There can be missing of my lover. There could be missing of my children. And there's always a sense of longing. But that feels beautiful. And one of the things that seems to have happened is there's no longer a fear of sadness, of the impossibility of connection. The impossibility that I could know you, Cliff, or any other self. I don't even know myself. There's almost a longing for self, because I mean, I lived in a delusion of looking for myself. Most of my life was in connecting with myself. I mean, there's nothing sadder, really. I see most human beings trying to be more self-aware, you know, improve my self-knowledge. It's all a crock of shit. And that's sad that I know every human being, nearly everyone I know, that's how they spend most of their life. Life is spent in this delusion of knowing. And the core of it, there's only one root core of that, is that I do know myself, but I could know myself better. And because I know myself, of course, I could know another. And it's impossible. And the impossibility is the liberation. Now, it isn't a liberation that I ever wanted. I wanted to be connected to everyone. Well, there isn't anyone to be connected to. And there's a melancholy and an existential aloneness that can't be denied in that. But if there's no denying of it, then it's quite beautifully sad, really. I don't know why more people don't talk about the sadness of this. And now, you know, I'm quite a miserable, sad bastard, really. And it feels like love. Yeah, I hope that sort of makes the difference between, because it does sound like splitting hairs and making it sound as though, oh, well, aloneness and loneliness, I mean, you're talking about the same thing. And I can see how it could sound like that, but it's really not. It's an aloneness on a scale that self wouldn't even go near. But there is a great difference between aloneness and I am alone. It's not my aloneness. It's not your aloneness. But you can you can pretend all you want that there isn't aloneness. If you've always wanted to be seen, I think that was really what I was always trying to do as a child. So I always wanted to be seen by my mother. Well, bless her heart. I gave her such a hard time. Of course she couldn't see me. No one's ever seen me. And then my wives and lovers and, you know, giving them a hard time. Why did they not understand me? Well, why don't they know me? Well, there's nothing to be known. That's why. Maybe it's not been like that way for you, that you've always wanted to be known and seen. But I think it's pretty fundamental for most. I felt it a lot when I was a teacher, that children, if they got an inkling that I understood them, then of course they felt seen and known and heard. And well, you know, you just see their face light up. It's a real innate human. Yeah, it's not wrong. I think it's all inevitable. It's how we all are. Thanks, Cliff.
Sophie still has her hand up.
Thanks, Sophie.
Hi, Tim.
Hi.
I maybe already reacted to what I'm gonna say, probably. I was I don't know exactly what happened, but it was quite. I was just like outside, and then there was this loss of time. It's not for the first time, but this time it seems like there was really no past and future, but at the same time, also like that there couldn't be any other thing else. I mean, there was only really like what was happening, and there was such a great loss in that, because I couldn't really rely on anything.
No.
Or hold on to anything, or like no story. And I just visited a place that was like used to be very meaningful for me, like, and very, you know, like, and it was not there. And it was very, yeah, maybe it's that aloneness that you just talked about. I don't know what happened. It was like really, there was a lot of grief in that. And really great sadness, but the sadness was very different. It was a different kind of sadness. Like, I cannot say it was sweet. I don't know what it was. It was like, I was maybe not afraid of it anymore. Like, or like I could just,
Yeah.
maybe that.
I would say that.
Yeah. And it was,
yeah, that's how I would say it for myself. So what's the difference? Well, I was always afraid of sadness. Sadness always said to me that something's wrong.
yeah.
Now sadness doesn't say anything's wrong. It says that life is sad. Well, fucking hell, life is sad. I get really pissed off with happiness teachers. If you like coming to my meetings, I'm guessing you get pissed off with happiness teachers. I mean, I'm sure they mean well and it's all sincere, but it pisses me off. I am not speaking about making life happier. life is exactly as it is. It's all inclusive. That happiness is not closer than sadness. Joy is not, I don't know, freer than sorrow. Ecstasy is not more liberated than grief. So
Yeah, but it's like, because there was nothing else, it felt like so incredibly overwhelming, because there was, because there was nothing, I mean, there was never nothing else. So in that sense, it could not be any other thing. So even like thinking, you cannot even like go back and think like, there's just nothing else. So it was like, in a way, like there was no gap, and when there is no gap, you sort of like push to the wall or whatever. I mean, it's like nothing else. Yeah. There was this helplessness, I think, but at the same time, it was just beautiful, because I didn't have to do anything. There was nothing to do about
that's lovely.
Just wanted to share that.
Oh, that's beautiful, Sophie.
Yeah, I don't like it.
There's nothing to do.
Why? Don't know.
Yeah. So in a way, it's a loss, but it was also amazing, and there was tears, and it was like, and then after that something really changed. I don't know what. I really don't know what happened. There was some kind of losing of something, and then it felt lighter. But you cannot say what it is. You don't know what I've lost. It's just like something changed.
No.
No.
Oh no, there's most definitely a sense of loss, but then of course with the sense of loss comes the undeniable sense that nothing has been lost, because you didn't have what you said you had.
And it seems like that, like the one used to be sadness, or like that was always like this. The me would always like sort of hook up everything up and make it very sticky, and stories, and like very dramatic, and and when it's not there, it's really, really very different. That's really very different.
Oh,
So sometimes speaker says like, yeah, nothing changed, and I say like, well, there are changes. It is different.
yeah, I mean, if anyone asks me, does anything, what changes are, and oh, nothing changes, exactly the same. Oh no, everything changes.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, because of course everything does change, regardless. I mean, the illusion of continuity is the things that stay the same. Well, the only thing that stays the same is nothing. And of course, you won't notice that. Nothing staying the same, that's nothing.
Oh, but I do have a question. It was like, what's in the book? What's in the book?
You want to know what's in? Well,
Yeah.
thank you, Sophie. I don't know if anyone's realized, but there's a new book out. There's a new book out. And what's in the book? There are 270 pages.
That's what I'm
The
asking.
most incredible non-dual wisdom that has ever been written. That's what there is.
Okay.
What is there? Right. You want the honest answer? The honest answer is transcribed and painstakingly edited words from Copenhagen meeting in 3 days of meetings in 2021. So yeah, 3 years ago, my first time I went to Copenhagen. So it's edited transcripts of those talks with some poems and a few photographs randomly scattered in there. That's what it is. But yeah, I mean, it is a little bit different. It's different than my other books, because the last book I wrote was poems. There's a few poems in here, but then it's mostly question and answer. But I waffle on subjects. There's a bit about sex. There's a brilliant section on non-dual golf, which I'm sure you'll all be riveted by. Basically, if you get this book, you'll never have any problems with anything ever again.
Sounds very promising.
Oh dear, yeah,
Thank you, Tim.
that's nonsense. Yeah, but it's questions and answers from talks in Copenhagen. And of course, you won't be surprised, my answers are a lot longer than the questions. Somebody asked me, I think there's a question, one line, and then there's 5 pages in the answer. The reason I did the book is because I'd had quite a few people said that they really liked those videos that I've got of the Copenhagen tour, so I thought it is heavily edited. Took Julie and I about 6 months to edit it overall. 270 pages of nonsense. That's what it is, Sophie. But I like it. This closed, Eliana. The cafe's closed. We had a village cafe, but of course it didn't make any money. It was just like it was like running as a charity. So it was my friend who owned the cafe. They've closed it. So it will be Tony's cafe. He'll be on tea and coffee and cake duty. And I've cut the football pitch. So we've got the goals are up for a kickabout. Brendan, you ought to come, really. Really, you should come. Nets are up, Brendan. You know, when you were a kid and you went down the rec, I mean, I'm talking English here, but we would go down the park or down the rec and the nets were up. Wow, it's the most exciting thing ever. The word would go around the village, nets are up. And in no time, there'd be 20 kids.
Nothing like putting the ball in the back of the net.
Oh, I love it. Still do. Alfie, get in goal. Let me have a few shots at you. See if I can knock you into the goal.
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead. You're muted, Cliff.
Not anymore. All right, Tim. Non-dual golf. I have to bite at that one. Whatever I may think, whatever attainment I may think has ever been done in my life, I get on the golf course and everything completely dissolves into self-loathing, frustration.
Yeah.
I just don't know why I do it. But I know we know why, because you have that 1, 2, 3 good shots and good holes, and then it just sucks you back in. It's a horrible, horrible thing. So I have never had any success on working any of this into anything on the golf course. It just completely dissolves. I'm just so curious. Non-dual golf, I love the concept of it.
Yeah.
And
Well, I'm glad
have-
you love the concept of it. Yeah, because I am thinking, probably completely inappropriately, and I'll never do anything about it, but I am thinking of writing a non-dual golf book. Because Kate thinks that's the one thing, because golfers they'll read any shit, won't they? Basically, golfers are desperate human beings. They're desperate just by turning up at a golf course. You're desperate so they'll read anything. So it's the one thing that I might sell a few books if we just put, I'm just non-dual golf. Golf is because there's a lovely book by Bob Rotella, Dr. Bob, called Golf is Not a Game of Perfect, which is a wonderful book. If you're a golfer and you've never read it, it's brilliant. And it's got quite a bit, kind of, it's got a little bit of hints of non-duality about it. But I'm thinking golf is a game of nothing, and see how that goes. But golf, right, here's the thing. I have got better at golf since I was 60. Now, virtually no one gets better at golf when they're 60. It's pretty unheard of. Well, I've got considerably, when I say better, my scores are lower, I hit the ball better, I play better, everything about it is better, really. However, I'm going to put a caveat on it, Cliff, just so you don't think I'm some sort of, wonder. Do I still lose my shit? Oh, yeah. I played yesterday. You know when chipping is bad. I apologize to non-golfers, but I don't give a shit. When chipping is bad, so you get, it's a 400-yard hole. I am greenside. I am pin high. I've hit the ball 2 shots, 400 yards. I'm just off the green. I duffed my chip. I'm only 10 yards from the flag, and I hit it 2 yards. I hit it 2 yards because I'm fat. Right. And then I go, oh, fuck. And then I'm just thrashing my bag. So it's not about not getting angry, and it's not about not being emotional. It's not about being in the zone. It's none of that. I just love it. This, I would say this is the crux of it, Cliff. I love it more. I even love losing my shit now.
Yeah.
So I think there's the freedom. The freedom is, it's just being easy with whatever's happening. But it's not that I'm super cool. Not at all. Yeah. I'm more emotional, if anything. So I get more joy, I get more frustration from the bad shots, and I get more joy, or there is more joy in that, as you said, if you've never played golf, I mean, there is just a wondrous joy of striking a ball sweetly and seeing it soar into a blue sky. It's like nothing else.
it's such a stupid thing, but it is. It's just like it's a delight. But you know, I lie to myself and tell myself the lie that to what I want to get out of this game is enjoyment. No, you know,
Well, that's
just
not.
it.
Well, no, that I would say that is still that's not a lie, Cliff. But your enjoyment is scoring well. So there, you know, you have to, you
Yeah.
have to accept that. You know, you can't be in denial of that. That won't work, will it?
Yeah, no. Well, I just lie to myself, you know. Anyway, I have to buy your book now just to read that chapter. So
Okay,
you just sold another book.
brilliant.
Yes.
We were just chatting on the chat. Michael says a hole in one is pretty non-dual with WHOLE.
Oh yeah, it is.
Nice. For your golf book,
Oh yeah,
a hole in one.
WHOLE. Well, that's not bad, is it? Yeah.
And
Well,
then Darren said,
well, I better get on that book.
And then I said, but when there's a conviction of me, it can feel as though there is a hole in one, an actual hole.
Yeah. Yeah, that is how it felt a lot of the time for me.
I just hope you replaced your divots.
Oh, I'm very conscientious. The course, our local course, they've got a new greenkeeper and it's immaculate. So yeah, we're very conscientious about keeping it beautiful. I do replace divots. And I also repair pitch marks. It's a funny thing. I actually enjoy the etiquette of golf now. I used to be resentful of it. You know, stuffy old fools with all their etiquette and, you know, silly old men making up rules about how you should play. And now I love it. I love the politeness and the etiquette, and I don't know, it's quite lovely.
Do you wear knickers and a tam?
Well, fucking hell, that's personal, Michael. Do I wear knickers when I play golf? What, as though I play golf without any undergarment?
Well, what do you?
What knickers I wear? This is no time or place to be asking me about my knickers.
What do they call? What? How do you call them?
No, you need to message me personally if you want that kind of details. And can I say, I give out those details not very often to even to people who I might want to tell those details to. What do you mean by knickers, Michael? I think there's a transatlantic.
That must be a North American, you know, for those pants that go just below the knees and then you wear knees. What do you call those?
+4s. +4, yeah, they're called.
Didn't golfers used to wear that? And
yeah, they always wore those in Scotland. Yeah, so
right.
The traditional dress in Scotland was +4s, those pants just below the knees, and long, you know, tartan socks. No, I don't possess a pair of +4s. No. It wasn't American. But you see, knickers are.
I know, underwear. Yeah, I know.
You know, I always think of French knickers for that.
are jodhpurs the same thing?
Jodhpurs, yeah, yeah, similar though. Riding.
But they're different than +4s.
+4s. Yeah. Now you've mentioned it, I think maybe I ought to get some.
Jodhpurs?
No, not jodhpurs. I'm not riding a horse ever again. Last time I rode a horse, I couldn't walk for days. Really, honestly, it just messed me up completely. It uses muscles. Riding a horse uses muscles you don't normally use.
So maybe you just have to ride for a short time at first and then build up.
I was in such pain. I vowed never to get on a horse again, and I haven't.
Tim, what if you wore those kind of pants and then had like that picture on your book cover for the golfing one, the hole in one?
See, I mean, it's very helpful. I'm getting some
Right.
ideas. So me in +4.
What about pants? What are pants? Are pants underpants or just pants?
Yeah, in English, pants are not trousers. They're trousers. What Americans call pants. Pants are underpants.
That's what my grandma used to call them, pants. Yeah, I didn't get it. I thought she was talking about my pants. Okay, there's enough helpful info. Bye.
We do use the saying knickers in a twist here, so we know what knickers means.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, don't get your knickers in a twist.
I've always heard it as don't get your panties in a twist.
Yes. Mm. Well, we seem to have deteriorated into panty talk. Never mind.
Well, I'd just like to say we always said don't get your panties in a wad. So there, I've taken it down to the base,
yes, a wad. Yeah,
the lowest level possible.
You know what? I've never heard that.
Is that when they bunch up and they go up? You
just don't get your panties in a wad.
In a wad, but as in a wad, as in bunched together.
Where's the wad?
Yeah.
Just wadded.
I'm trying to visualize a wadded panty, but I probably shouldn't be doing that. Wad.
I
wanted to knock us down one more level before we end this meeting.
Yeah, thanks for that, Kate.
You're welcome.
Well, have a lovely week. Don't get your knickers in a twist, and certainly don't get your panties in a wad over non-duality, because it's not worth it. People get their knickers in a twist about non-duality, but you're getting your panties in a wad all about nothing for no good reason whatsoever. Yeah, it's nothing to get your knickers in a twist about. Lovely to see you all. Thanks. I really enjoyed that. I probably enjoyed it much more than I should. I don't think I've mentioned this, so I'll just finish with, there's a book out. I don't know if you know that there's a book out that you might like to get your friends for Christmas. Now available on Amazon. I mean, we all hate Amazon, but there you go. It's the only place I can self-publish. I say I hate Amazon, and then I order something almost daily on Amazon Prime. I've just bought myself a 3rd pair of golf shoes that I don't need. There we go.
Very convenient.
Oh, I just love sitting. There's nothing on telly. I'm on my phone. I think of something. Before I know it, I've ordered it, and it's coming at 9 a.m. in the morning. Before I'm out of bed, it'll be on my doorstep.
That's amazing.
I mean, consumer, it's like the worst kind of pornography, really, isn't it? That is so available. And
it's like magical manifestation.
It is. It's so magical. My golf shoes are there waiting for me to put on for breakfast.
Wow.
I know.
With the spikes on the bottom of them,
yeah,
and everything.
One. Yeah, the spiky
I can
one.
imagine you walking through your kitchen.
I can show you them. Here they are. So I've got white ones for the summer, but I thought the white ones show the mud, because it's very muddy around here. So here they are. Here are my new.
Yeah, look at those spikes on the bottom. Let me see.
Here are my new Under Armour.
Oh yeah, there they are. Okay.
Aren't they beautiful?
Yes.
I mean, they're beautiful. They're very plain, but
I wonder if Amazon sells +4s.
I think they do. Yeah, I'll probably order some after the meeting.
They're probably called capris here.
And then I'm not doing it. I'm not saying this just to get you to turn up next Thursday, but I'll wear them next Thursday.
What, your new shoes too?
Yeah, new shoes and +4s.
Yeah, okay, cool. I can hear you walking across your floor on with your new shoes.
Well, my brother's here. He loves the idea of +4s, don't you?
Oh yeah, I always have.
Yeah.
I've always
Don't
loved it, so.
And I've entered the winter pairs competition at the golf club with my brother. So if we have matching +4s, that'd be good. Yeah. I think we've got to do it now.
Definitely.
Why are they called +4s? What does that mean?
I have no idea. But now you've asked me, Michael, I'll have to find out as well. So I'll find that out and tell you. Well, thanks for coming, everyone. Thanks, Darren.
Thanks, Tim.
Thank you, Tim.
Thanks, Tim. Thanks, Darren.